we'll start from the beginning. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for April 5th. April 5th is the 95th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 96th in leap years, with 270 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is pelf. Pelf is a noun that means money or wealth, especially when acquired in a dishonorable manner. Pelf comes to us from an old French word, from which we also get the word pilfer. Earliest documented use of the word pelf is 1425. I'd like to take a moment to remind you that links to my research are included in the show notes. Ask you to like this video, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and feel free to share. You can do that with the link in an email, a message, or social media. And with that, let us get on to the year 1614, when Pocahontas married John Rolfe. John Rolfe was with the Jamestown colony in Virginia. They first encountered each other when he'd been captured with some people, and I think most of the crew had been killed, but she intervened on his behalf. She was 13 years old, and he went on about his business of settling America, went back to England for a while, and then came back. And when he came back, they met up again and got married. On April 5th, 1621, the Mayflower set sail from Plymouth, Massachusetts, on a return trip back to England. President George Washington exercised the first presidential veto of a congressional bill on April 5th, 1792. You might remember that we mentioned Joseph Lister the other day. He was the English surgeon who furthered the use of antiseptic techniques to prevent infection. And the word Listerize is adapted from his name, and Listerine was originally used as a surgical antiseptic. These were both named after Joseph Lister. Well, today is Joseph Lister's birthday, April 5th, 1827. Many lives have been saved because of his innovations in cleanliness. He lived to the age of 80. I think there's a good number of us that wouldn't be here but for his innovations in cleanliness. This is the birthday of African-American educator, essayist, and historian Booker T. Washington, born April 5th, 1856. He lived to the age of 59. This is the birthday of the founder of the Burpee Seed Company, Washington Atlee Burpee, born April 5th, 1858. He lived to the age of 57. Burpee Seed Company is still a going concern. April 5th, 1900 is the birthday of American actor Spencer Tracy. Star of stage and screen, he has an impressive filmography, and he lived to the age of 67. Also the birthday of American actor Gregory Peck, born April 5th, 1916. He lived to the age of 87. British-Canadian author Arthur Hailey was born on April 5th, 1920. His most notable works are Hotel, Airport, and Wheels, all of which have been made into movies or TV miniseries. President Franklin D. Roosevelt established the Civilian Conservation Corps, also known as the CCC, on April 5th, 1933. And we mentioned the CCC the other day. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to tornado season, kids. The second deadliest tornado outbreak in recorded U.S. history occurred on April 5th and 6th of 1936. The Tupelo-Gainesville tornado outbreak was centered on Tupelo, Mississippi, and Gainesville, Georgia. And it also hit Columbia, Tennessee, Anderson, South Carolina, and Ackworth, Georgia. Tornado outbreaks, of course, are storms that produce multiple tornadoes spawned by the same weather system. The number of tornadoes required to qualify as an outbreak typically run from at least 6 to 10. Tornadoes in an outbreak usually occur within the same day or continue into the early morning of the next day and within the same region. The Tupelo-Gainesville tornado outbreak is the only continuous tornado outbreak in the United States history to produce more than one tornado with triple-digit death tolls. May it ever be thus. If you'll remember, it was just a few days ago that we reported the first successful forecast of a tornado that took place in 1948. So the tornadoes in this outbreak probably came as a complete surprise to their victims. We've mentioned the Rosenbergs before, and on April 5th, 1951, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were sentenced to death for spying for the Soviet Union. Winston Churchill retired as Prime Minister on April 5th, 1955. The intriguing and very reclusive Howard Hughes died on April 5th, 1976. He was 70 years old. On April 5th, 1984, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scored the 31,420th point of his career, breaking the NBA's all-time scoring record previously held by Wilt Chamberlain. Grunge rock icon Kurt Cobain died by suicide on April 5th, 1994. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Back to the camera. We'll do that in a minute. So I'm just going to read it over one more time. I'll have my drink over here. There's a pretty coffee mug. Okay, do that again. Let's make that more distinct. Thank you. Okay. I don't know how all that's going to go together, or if it's even going to make it to the video. We'll just see. That's not going to go. Probably cut all that out. That'll all be laying on the cutting room floor. That might not make it into the video. We'll see. Changing it up.